All right, dear Virgo, you are up. This one is for you. It is your August report 2019. It's from Tarot Lumination. That's you, Virgo. That's TL over here. And we're going to come at it from several different angles. We're going to do the crucible spread for love and relationship because it's such a huge concern for so many people. But I'm going to give a little bit more perspective because of the astrology as well. And we're going to even have a little oracle at the end, just for fun, okay? So Virgos, I'll get to this in a minute. Actually, I'll get to cards in a minute. Cards are already well shuffled in advance, but I go to the last second so that you're a witness. Now you got no jumpers, no flyers. We will have an oracle, but there's no reversals, okay? I just like the cards the way they're originally designed. So for you, Virgo, it's like this is kind of an awkward period because there's a huge pileup of energy over here in your 12th house throughout August, okay? It starts at the very, very beginning of the month, okay? Right over here, we have this huge new moon, a big stellium of Leo energy over here. And then later in the month, okay, so that's right over here. Let me just hold it still. Oops, hold on, shadows, don't need that. Okay, so that's your astrodoodle. Now it's not a real chart, it's just a collation of items from the month that Terra Illumination has cherry picked for you guys. So in detail, here we are, the new moon right at the very beginning of the month, actually the end, July 31st. But let's just say it's for you here, 12th house, okay? 2 weeks later, we have the full moon over here, August 15th, with the moon in Aquarius. And then for a few awkward days, we have the moon in Pisces around Neptune in Pisces, fully opposing you. So these are the hot spots as I see them. Luckily, we've got this sweet Capricorn energy, which is nice for you, and the Taurus energy, which is nice for you. I'm not going to deal with all the other things here. I'm just dealing with the astrodoodle itself. And then, of course, dun, da, 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 at the very tippy end of the month, we have the Virgo new moon. Da, 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 August 30th, 31st. And the sun actually comes into Virgo a little bit earlier, more like, I think it's the 23rd, something like that. But I don't want to rush things. I'd rather focus on the Virgo new moon over here. So here's the thing. This is a big pileup of energy in your 12th house. So there might be this sense that you're being squeezed and pushed and pushed and pushed into having to deal with things that you really don't want to deal with. Think of this as the very end of a year-long cycle before you start your new birthday cycle again, okay? And this represents everything that you stuffed in the kitchen drawer about your life that doesn't or didn't work or may never work. You know, it's like being in a hospital, or it's like, you know, all the cleaning that you never do or should do or could have done, and with people, life, relationships, finances, whatever it is. And it's a new moon there. So it's new starts and new beginnings about uh, becoming more and more deeply full aware of self-sabotage. Okay. And then what are you going to do about that? Okay. What are you going to do to increase, let's say, clean up your habits, refine and purify your life? You'll get more understanding around the full moon. Okay. And then this is where it gets funny. Just for a little while, it's not the end of the world. It's just that with the moon there, there could be senses of doubt and deep sensitivity about relationships. Okay, so just be aware of that. It's in the middle of the month. Okay, but here's the big thing: the Virgo new moon. Kerblam! That's for you, Virgo. Yes. So it's like the start of a new astrological year for you. A whole year of doing this. So think of it as a birthday new moon for you. It's right at the end of the month, and it's something to celebrate, okay? And that's about you, your identity, yourself, the new self that is emerging. Just like a chrysalis, you know? You've lived this for a year, now we have to expand. Gosh, okay, I just went on quite a bit there, sorry. I'm supposed to be doing your cards. Anyway, I marked out the dates here. I've just talked about them already. I'll just scroll this very gently, and you can pause and everything on the action replays if you need to. You can see all the other stuff going on. I use that during personal readings and things. Huge Virgo stellium. Uh-oh, during new moon Virgo stellium. It'll be okay. Don't worry. All right, let's do your cards and stuff. Let's get more. Let's get serious here. Hold on. I gotta get organized. Virgo, I have to get organized. You know what that means. Let's go straight to the cards. We're going to use the Tarot Illumination Crucible spread. It's on the understanding that there's you, significant other, or significant others. Call it relationships if you want. But I kind of go a bit deeper here, and we also understand and accept that there's a third thing, a living thing called the relationship itself. You guys own that. There's you, there's the other, a significant other or others, perhaps a pet, a child, a spouse, a loved one, something like that. And then everything else. We'll see. Okay, so I call it the crucible spread. Crucible, as you know, if you watch the channel, is it's a structure that's designed to withstand intense pressures as we intimate and separate, just like what happens in a chemical laboratory, as we constantly are intimating and separating in life. We all do it. It's the same thing. It's just like ocean waves. And with relationship dynamics, we choose to do it deliberately in concert with a significant other. So sometimes the waves get out of sync. That's normal, okay? It's not the end of the world. All right, let me just get into it here, okay? So Virgo, you know what to do. Invite your invisible friends. Get really, really huddled up close. Put your hands over your heart. Take a few deep breaths. Also, you might want to consider cross-watching. So, singles, you can watch this too if you really want to, but please allow for the laws of attraction, okay? Understand what you are radiating. You are a transceiver, okay? Always transmitting and receiving energies. So how conscious are you? Let's have a look here. Bless this deck. Bless every single card on the deck. Bless you, Virgos. Thank you for being here. This represents you. Over here, a significant other. Over here, deep down inside of you. Over here, deep down inside of the other. And here at the core itself, like consider that the relationship. Here is the crucible. You see this is the bowl. And think of it as a potted plant or something. And what is growing out of this? You guys own this thing, whether you like it or know it or not. So it's better to be aware that you own this. And then it doesn't turn into a pile of weeds. Okay? So let's have a look at the weather, okay? Think of it, you can blame the planets if you want. You can blame it, say it's your job, your circumstances, whatever. I think of it as weather. I particularly lean towards the planets, but it's up to you. So we have, oh gosh, we have the Knight of Wands here. So I'm excited. I think this is all about the anticipation of good stuff coming at you in the form of that Virgo new moon and Virgo season, and that you are fully ready, willing, and able to go there and be there and enjoy this. You are in some ways perhaps sick of the journey, especially the last stages, going through that 12th house energy we talked about. Leo represents your 12th house energy. And coming out of it the other side, having succeeded, you're alive. You're actually alive. You're actually here at the channel watching this. That's a big deal, okay? And it's an inspiration. It's almost like, it's amazing. I actually survived this. I did this. Okay. And your angels want you to know that. They want you to understand how amazing you are and that you're on the right path, the right way, doing whatever it is that you've done. And if it's been a really, really hard cleanup campaign over the last year, and you're going to take that new knowledge and learning into self-healing, love thyself more than ever before, and really get your act together over on the 6th house stuff that we talked about, okay? You'll know more about that when you get to the full moon. So what are you radiating here? Okay, look at, wow, look at that. It's the Knight of Cups here. To me, this is a really, really powerful message. It's going to sound strange, but this to me feels is very much about self-love and love thyself. It's like you, Virgo, are the embodiment of someone who's understanding and gently learning kind of what we do here at Tarot Illumination, which is to love thyself, number one, and deliberately walking away, separating yourself from the battlefields of life and the battles that are not worth fighting, that are not worth winning, and moving deliberately and fiercely towards love and choosing love fiercely and deliberately. And you are fully supported by the universe, okay? So you must be doing something right, Virgo. You must have been doing something right and putting a lot of work in to get a reading like this already, okay? So I'm really happy for you to see this. I'm not saying this is lovey-dovey. I'm just saying this in a very broad sense, okay? But this could include relationship where you're deliberately bringing love into the world around you, into relationship included. But this could not happen unless you had already done so much work on yourself to bring the healing power of love into your life from up above, so that you can own it, so that you can be loving, so that you can be loved. So you be loving, be loved, okay? It's a very powerful reading. We just started and we've only got 2 cards. It's a beautiful thing so that you own this. It's like it doesn't matter what else happens out here. Your reading could be over because whatever happens, with other people and so on, they have to go on their own healing path, okay? So let's have a look. What about the other? Okay, listen. So we got the Page of Pentacles here. To me, it feels like they are really, really benefiting from you, from being with you, from your energy, from the energy into which you are tapping. To me, it feels, Virgo, as if you've got a direct line to heaven. It's like you've already been doing rehearsals and planning uh, for for the next year ahead. Like I talk about it here a lot, and sometimes we do these little incantations about we ask for the healing power of love to fill our bodies from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our minds from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our hearts from up above. We ask for the healing power of love to fill our souls from up above. And it's almost like you've made it your mission and you have been acknowledged and are being rewarded accordingly. So this is to me, this is almost like what happens in a tsunami wave or a tidal wave, or when you throw a big rock into a still pool of water, or even to a disturbed pool of water. Your wave overwhelms all others. It goes, what? And they benefit, especially if you've got a certain particular significant others. They are truly benefiting, enjoying your energy that you own, that you've done the work to own. You've fought the fights, you've done the battles. You can rest a bit now, move away from the battlefronts and start to share who you are and what you have with others. And they are highly and deeply appreciative because to me, it feels as though they're going to learn so much simply from your presence in their world. And in exchange, to me, it looks like there's a gesture that they are preparing themselves to offer everything that they can in exchange, almost like as a thank you or some kind of reciprocation. What about deep down inside of you? Okay, don't be scared of this. What the Four of Pentacles here, what I'm sensing is a bit of a mixture. Is that number one, like you have become, let's say, much more concerned about the physical realities and the stability of your life and your world. And the more you become aware of that, about how important it is, you're a earth sign anyway, and you're heavily supported by all this Uranian stuff over here, as unpredictable as it might be, and over here with the Capricorn, as tough and challenging as it might be in these very important fifth and ninth houses, which are very harmonious to you. Okay, all of that is working for you. This is very nutritious for you. This energy is very nutritious for you. And what I think is happening is that you're realizing more and more, like, wow, this is really very valuable stuff. I need to literally, sometimes they call this the hoarding card, but it's literally like, doesn't mean hoarding in a nasty sense, but realizing the value of things around you and creating order out of chaos, okay? And creating structure, creating foundations. Good fences make good neighbors, okay? A lot of people don't like that expression. They want like a free, open planet. Whoopity-doo. But you just watch what happens after time. Eventually, people like to build fences, especially in my neighborhood. Okay, so with the Four of Pentacles here, part of me feels as though you are making decisions deep down to stabilize and mature, to grow deeper and deeper roots, deeper and deeper foundations, to create more and more stability, wealth, and structure in measurable ways in your life, in your world. That's what you want, that's what you're getting, and that's what you're doing, and that is being supported by another. It's almost like they are feeding you, and they want to feed you. That's almost like they want to nurture you. Okay? What about deep in the other? Okay? To me, this is like an oh yeah moment. for them. It's just like this is like a very reciprocal reading. It's almost like, because this is, to me, it looks like you're in such a strong position here, especially coming out towards the end of the month, knowing that you've done the work. Okay, what I was talking about earlier with the 12th house energy, yes, it's tough, but I'm feeling that you already done the work. You're already living through like the final stages. It's almost like having been in a hospital for a long time, and you've just been issued your release date. You've done a lot of healing, a lot of self-healing, and you already feel greatly improved. And so by the time you actually get out, you're kind of already semi on fire as it is. Okay, you're already pumping and ready to go. So what I think's happening here is this like seriously rich, pumping heart energy that's happening inside of you, and it's feeding. It's a pulsing, living thing, and everyone else out here on the ripple waves are feeling it. Literally, like it's like what they call limbic resonance. Mm, what's that? What's that? What's that? Wow, that's amazing. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my God, it's happening to me too. Oh my God, this is amazing. I benefit too. This is so cool. Who knew? This is amazing. And they go like, they're like, got it? I'm just minding my own business. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I could never have understood this or learned this without the context of significant relationship with a significant other over here, notably this Virgo. And so you, the significant other, whoever they might be, to me, it feels like they've been wanting this for a long time for themselves. They've been learning, wanting to learn, and hoping for this card of sacred opportunity to happen where they can enjoy their own awakening, their own, let's say, like it's like a really profound moment that it's like, perhaps they've been wishing for a really long time, like a seriously long time. And now this moment is here. I'm not saying it's actually happening right now, but the moment it's almost like they can feel it coming, like it's coming to them, and it's well deserved, and it's because of their participation in life with you and your loving participation in life with them. Some way, somehow or other, it's working. Okay, and it's highly beneficial for them, and they know it. So it's like it's a huge turn on for the other, which of course feeds into this very nicely. What about at the core here? Okay, so with the Nine of Swords, okay, this to me feels like it's very, very much like a don't be scared to illumination moment. Okay, to me, this is all about you got to reveal it to heal it. So to me, it feels as though you, Virgo, have been doing a lot of like alchemy, a lot of long-term alchemy. And when you look at this from the Tarot Illumination perspective, and you look at the 12th house, where one of the core themes is all about how you've got to reveal it to heal it, and that's what you've got. It's almost like by doing this process through the alchemy of love and relationship, however challenging it is or how rewarding it is, disturbing, weird, doesn't matter. What's happening is in the alchemical process through the fermentation, all the stuff that needs healing is being revealed. It's like being able to name and identify the anxieties, whatever it is, from childhood, from youth, abuse, terror, nightmares, migraines. How are they? Where did they come from? In other words, you're not just walking around like as a sick zombie anymore. You've identified through all this beautiful energy here about the sources of the pain, the cause of the pain, the definition of the pain, and which puts you in a really strong position now to like surgically remove these. Okay, like it's like being in hospital and they're like, you're in a state of triage. You had a car crash, you're full of cuts, grazes, broken bits of metal. You have to identify all of that. They can't just look at you and go, oh, you poor thing, I'll just cover you in rubbing alcohol and band-aids and hope it all works. No, you can't do that. People, you have to go at it from a very like precise Virgo type process. I think that's what's happening here. like, and it's a beautiful thing. It's very beneficial to you and to the other to identify the wounds, the deep pain and suffering that they might have and that they might have, so you can both enjoy the revelations. You've got to reveal it to heal it. It's very satisfying. So what happens here? Okay, so with the Two of Pentacles, to me, this is just like moving on, people, moving on. So it's something to celebrate. To me, it feels like, to me, this feels like it's such a strong reading, starting off the way it did over here. And what's happening is like this awakening process for the other, which I think is a reflection of what's happening for you, because I think the Ace of Swords here is very much like, is if they could tap you on the shoulder and say, by the way, Virgo, I don't know if you're aware of it, but you've been doing an amazing job on yourself and work with a ripple effect on me. And I understand this, and I'm really supportive of you. And all I want to suggest is that it doesn't mean that it's all over and like all of a sudden you're cured of everything and now all we have to do for the rest of our lives is party. No, it doesn't mean that. I think what it means here is the Two of Pentacles is about like a very calm, very, very sincere, let's say, comfortable energy of contentment to do with the realization that you're starting all over again. Okay? And there's nothing bad about that because there's a tremendous joy that comes when you reveal it to heal it. So you go into the next chapter. It's almost like, let's say this is coming out towards the end of the month, and you start to realize, oh my gosh, it's fantastic. All it means now is I start the next year more aware, more conscious about like the delicacy of life and the very subtle nuances as you go through life, balancing one thing against the other, this against that. Okay? Where are you putting your energy? Think of it as energy management. Where are you focusing your energy? Energy flows where attention goes. So you have to be very, very careful. So I think we're going into a stage of advanced healing here, refined advanced healing for yourself, for a significant other, and actually almost for the rest of the world as you radiate this energy in a form of love, like being an actual instrument of the healing power of love, literally by living through it. Okay, you're not just talking about it, reading through a book. You're a living embodiment of having lived through this. Okay, and you're saying it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm showing you it can be done. If I can do this, then you can do this. Okay, see? So I'm really happy for you, this reading, Virgo. I'm going to shuffle up one little oracle card. It's just for fun, okay? All right. I know. I love this little deck, okay? Actually, it's a huge deck. It's a very important deck. And so I'm starting to do these little one-card oracles now. So I'm just going to put this at the end for like flavor, like your goodbye candy at the end of a nice dinner at one of these funny restaurants where they give you candy at the end. Okay? Not that that is what tarot illumination is, but I'm trying to, you know, give you an analogy here. You got to trust the process here, and we'll pick a good card for you. Well, every card is good. We're just going to pick a card, and it's going to have a little story for you. Here we go. Retreat. Ah, beautiful. Okay, it is time to disconnect from the world. I think this is very relevant to the very, very beginning of the month and up to the full moon. And then perhaps we can come back a little bit later, very, very gently, at the very near the end of the month when the sun moves into Virgo. Okay, let me just double check. On the 23rd or so, roughly the 23rd of the month. Okay, let me just show you. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I have to do this. About the 23rd of the month. Okay, excuse me. Astro Doodle upside down. The 23rd. This is when things are going to kick off for you. Okay, when the sun comes into Virgo here, and then you get the new moon over here, the huge stellium, huge. Okay, so just be aware of that. So I think the retreat energy here is to remember you're still in the 12th house energy of retreat for the bulk of the month. And I just got overexcited here because I think this is about you coming out of the month. So let's read from the book here. It says, it's time to disconnect from the world. Okay, so there's a little couple over here wandering through a forest, okay? And I'm going to read it to you. says here, I don't necessarily want to even relate this to romance, but we're going to read it anyway. It says, the romance angels see that your love life blossoms as you spend time alone with your partner or by yourself. It appears that you've become confused or conflicted by other people's advice. Gulp. It's time for you to disconnect so that you can better hear your own feelings and opinions. If you are in a partnership, spending time together apart from others will renew your commitment and take it to the next level. This could mean taking a vacation or going on a nature hike, enjoying a long drive, or turning off the phones and computer, uh, except for tarot eliminations, as you both enjoy a quiet afternoon at home. In other words, retreat. Different understandings of the word retreat. The painting on this card also indicates a honeymoon, which could be the literal message. So there might be a deepening of commitment or a new serious relationship if you're currently single. That's a very important line. It might be a deepening of commitment if it's an ongoing thing. Okay. This card may indicate an upcoming engagement, wedding, or renewal of vows. These activities are more meaningful as you spend time alone with your partner or with yourself. Selfhood is very, very important for all of us, okay? For some people, it's a natural thing. For some people, it's the most unnatural, bizarre concept. If you're presently single, this card guides you to spend time by yourself, meditating upon your true feelings and thoughts. This is what I was feeling mostly, okay? What I was talking about earlier. Be sure to take action based on any intuitive guidance. This strengthens your energy, which helps you rapidly attract and manifest your love, your loving partner, and love into your life. Okay? So let's put this aside. Okay? To me, it feels like it's really simple. Be with yourself, especially be with yourself. Okay? Take that time out, get into this, understand deeply in very precise Virgoan terms, what is it that needs revealing for the healing? What do I need to reveal to heal it? And then define that, and you'll hear the definitions, and you come out the other side okay. Okay? So I think the real message here is about self-healing. Okay? Lovely, Virgo. Thank you very much. All the best. Let me check in. I'm going to say goodbye. Don't go away. I have to say goodbye properly. I'm covered in sweat because it's super hot here. I'm absolutely dripping. Hope you don't mind. Thank you, Virgo. All the best. Okay. Check in if you have to. You know what to do. Okay. All the links are below. And please subscribe. And when you subscribe, please click the bell. It's so, so important. I cannot tell you how important it is to click that bell. Okay. Bye. Love you guys. All right. Bye bye. See you in September.